Hello viewers, welcome to the video lecture series on machine learning. Today's topic of discussion is on big data analysis framework. Let me just introduce the big data analysis framework. These frameworks are needed in order to perform the data analytics. Now this framework itself is a 4-layer architecture. In each layer or the name given to this layer, data connection layer is the first one, data management, data analytics layer and the presentation layer. So what are the different functions that are happening in each of these? The first one is the data connection layer. In simpler words, you can remember data connection layer as a process, or you can say it is an ETL process. ETL process is extract, transform and load. You need to extract the data. So I can just give a breakdown of this ETL process in simpler words. This stage involves pulling the data or extracting the data from various sources such as the databases, cloud platforms or files. The first step is your extracting. Next you will transform that. ETL, T stands here for transform. So this stage involves the cleaning of the data, the formatting of the data and transform in order to ensure that consistency and sortability is there for the target system. L letter represents what? Load. Finally, whatever data you have transformed, that has to be loaded into the target repository. The target repository can be a data warehouse or data mart. So these three steps are there in the connection layer. So next is the data management layer. What are the functions that are included in this layer? Basically, it performs pre-processing of the data. The purpose of this layer is to allow parallel execution of queries and carry out the data management task. Also, it constructs data repositories. Data repositories include what? Data warehouses. So in short, we can say in this layer, the data management tasks has to be carried out, and along with that it should also allow parallel execution of the queries and construct the repositories such as the data warehouses. Data analytic layer is the third one here. In this, it has got functionalities like statistical test, machine learning algorithms and construction of machine learning models. And the fourth layer is the presentation layer. So in the presentation layer actually consists of the following steps: the data collection, data pre-processing, applications of the machine learning algorithms and interpretation of results and visualization of the machine learning algorithms. These two steps you will be seeing later. So here in this session you will be knowing completely about the theoretical aspect of the data collection. So collecting data is the first task of gathering the data sets. Now what are the different characteristics of the good data? Good data has the following properties. One is the timeliness. So when you are collecting the data, you should also know the properties of a good data. So a good data has the following properties. First one is timeliness, second one is relevancy, third one is knowledge. Now what are these terms? Timeliness, here you need to check that whatever data you are collecting, it should not be a expired data or outdated data. Relevancy, data has to be relevant. What do you mean by relevant? Directly related to the category. That means suppose if you are collecting the sales data, past 1 year data may be relevant for you to decide the future trend, but if you are collecting a 10 years old data, then it is of no use. So we have to see that the data is also relevant. No bias in the data. That means data collected should be fair. Data collected should be fair in a sense, whatever data you are collecting, you have taken care that there is no biased or partiality. Or suppose you are collecting the student strength of all the schools in the city, then you have to visit all the schools and collect the data. If you miss 1 or 2 schools, then we say there is a bias in the data here. Similarly, if you are collecting the population strength of a particular state, that population strength should be what? From all the different cities of the state. If you are not collecting from one particular city of that state, then we say that there is a bias in the data. And relevant also has this important feature: all necessary information should be available. And the next property of the good data is knowledge about the data. The data should be understandable. When we say understandable, it means data should be of clear structure and you can make use of the descriptive headings, annotations, graphs, charts, etc. Data should be what? Interpretable. Whenever the data is organized, it is easy to analyze and it is easy to understand also. Self-sufficient, whatever data you are collecting, it should have what? All necessary information, the complete information. You should not depend on any external sources to get further information. Now when we are saying data collection, which are the different sources from where we can collect the data? So those sources you can classify into open or public data source, social media, and multimodal data. So here, open or public data source. It is easy for us to take the data from this open or public data source because this data source does not have copyright rules or any restrictions. You can take data from digital libraries, scientific domains, healthcare systems. These comes under the open because this is freely and this is accessible to all the people easily without any restriction. Then the libraries, scientific domains, and healthcare systems. Digital libraries will have huge amount of text data, as well as you can get lot of images also from this source. Then scientific domains, this will have huge collection of experimental data like genomic data and biological data you can collect from this scientific domain category. And healthcare systems, here you can make use of extensive databases, like you will get the patient databases, and also health insurance data will be available, doctors information you can collect, and bioinformatics information also you can collect. So in healthcare systems, it is easy. Healthcare systems will provide extensive databases like patient databases you will get. Then insurance data you will get, because when the patient is coming to the hospital, then he would have given about his insurance card, so that hospital is maintaining about the insurance details of the patient. So you will get health insurance data also along with the patient data, and then you will get the doctor's information also. Social media, in social media, this is another source to collect the data. Here the data is generated by various platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Enormous amount of data is generated by these platforms. There is no limit at all from this particular source. Then multimodal data. This data includes many modes, such as text is also there, video. Normally for any type of task, it's not that always you are making use of text in the data set. You require the other types of data also. So we say that data is multimodal data: text, video, audio, and mixed type. From where do you get this kind of data? We have image archives. These contain large image databases along with the numeric and text data. And the other one is the World Wide Web. World Wide Web has got a huge amount of data and it is distributed on the internet. We say these data as heterogeneous in nature. Hope you find this session helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.